I grew up raised by a drug dealer, so I had a couple options in my mind. I mean, I can either continue down the path of learning everything that I can from a guy that sold drugs for a living, and I can be a drug dealer, or I can play football. After the second game of the season, my head coach walks up to me. He said, "Your mother's been unconscious since 7 o'clock this morning." The doctors walked in and they presented me with a few options, right? And these options, the best option had a 3% survival rate. And I was like, man, okay. Talked to my brothers and sisters, I was like, 3% is better than none. So the options ultimately ended up with me having to take my 37-year-old mother off of life support. That was a decision that fell to me. Life really was never the same from that moment. Does that make sense? I was wandering around as a 20-year-old kid with zero financial literacy who was forced to be a parent to teenagers who called me their brother, who were forced to depend on me as their father. What I realized along the road to becoming a CEO is that no matter how much money you learn to accumulate, if you don't know how to manage your finances, you'll always be broke.
It was very eye-opening. It made me feel courageous and very inspirational.
And I'm like, it's a lot of emotions, right? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, the first thing that was going through my mind is like, why did y'all let me play in this game? Does that make sense? Anybody else would have thought something like that? It's like, yeah, why am I playing this game? Well, he explained to me that my grandmother and my aunt decided that my mother would probably want me to play in this game. So, and I could believe that. So I went to the hospital, right? Drove up there, and when you get there and it's like extended family, you can see the normal people like your brother, your sister, your aunt, but it was like some extended family. I was like, okay, something ain't right.
He should be your first pick, that he can really reach people from across the board. He is, like I said, real, so he can really speak to someone on a basic level, or he can meet you at your level. Valerie
Corneilius is here, and it's like she had been waiting on me all day. Her eyes opened immediately, but she would always wink at me as I left the house. As I finished football game, she'd wink at me, like that was our thing. That was kind of how we met. But she winked at me as just to let me know that everything is gonna be okay. Like, I've prepared you for this moment. Before we start diving into managing our money, we've got to change our mindset. The things that we've accumulated, the information that we've gathered along the way, most of them are limited beliefs, meaning that it's been shaped by someone else's experiences. Does that make sense? I love my family to death, but their limits are not my limits. Their experiences are not my experiences. Therefore, their limited beliefs cannot become my limited beliefs.
Inspiring, hearing your story, and educational, obviously. It's not too late to get back on track or to get on track.
So I want you guys to understand that you have to free yourself from the limited beliefs of your environment. So you got to change what you get exposed to, right? You came into this room today because you want to get exposed to a new situation. You want to get exposed to new information. And look around. No, look around. There's people here who want to get exposed to a new situation, new information. I'm telling you that 9 times out of 10, your business partners are in this room. That's crazy, right? You don't even know what you're gonna do yet. But I can tell you that she got different gifts from you. You strong at something she ain't strong at it. She's strong at something you ain't strong at. And if y'all put it together, y'all be dangerous. Does that make sense? I want y'all to understand, because we laugh and joke, but I want you to understand the mindset of wealth. Because wealthy is a mindset. It ain't got nothing to do with money.
Cornelius definitely knows what he's talking about. He's been through it all, and he's very self-made. So definitely gotta listen to a guy like that, right?
Anytime you come against something that's challenging, something that's opposing, adversity, there's always opportunity there. Sometimes we just gotta step back and look at it. You can't see the picture if you're in the frame. So sometimes you gotta step back and get out of the picture, right? So you can see the whole thing. So yeah.